if this is actually, is this thing connected? Because this Wi-Fi is not, let me see. Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear and see me? Let me know. Hey, Lauren. I'm still on vacation. Hold on. Let me turn this thing off. Hey, y'all can hear me okay? Let me send this email really quick. Hey. So this is not my typical Hustle Talks live, but I wanted to make sure that I still hopped on live really quick just to chat for a little bit. And I actually am getting ready to go somewhere right now. So I am going to be multitasking, but if this internet doesn't work with me, then I'm just going to hop off and I'm just going to have to do this a different day because I've been trying to work on this internet thing for the past like 30 minutes. But let me send this email and see if anyone else joins. And we'll see because I got some good insight that I want to share tonight as I get ready. But I'm only going to share it if a certain amount of people gets on. So if a certain amount of people don't get on, then I'm just going to bottle it up and share it next week, Monday, on an actual Hustle Talks episode. So let's see. So as you come in, let me know if you can see and hear me. Put something in the chat box. Let me know, should I share my gems right now as I get ready? Should I save it for next week? What do y'all think? Let me know. Let me know. And so I am actually not home right now, as you can see. I'm in Puerto Rico, so the internet is not interneting for me. So I was kind of skeptical about getting on live today, but I still wanted to give it a shot to test it out, to at least say that I tried. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, we just gonna hop on next week. If it works, then I'll be on here for like maybe 30 minutes. But if it doesn't work, we'll just try again. I see that someone said yes. Hey, Gwen, how are you? I love the channel. Thank you. So I'm actually in Puerto Rico right now. This part of the trip is my family trip. I just came from DR. So I went to Punta Cana for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So for 5 days, I was in Punta Cana and I was actually on a mastermind retreat. So I have a business coach as well. And my business coach put together this retreat with some awesome women. And we went and we stayed in this 9-bedroom villa for 5 whole days. We had butlers, a chef, maids, the whole thing. We even had a guy who came and shot videos and took pictures and did this whole content day for us 2 days in a row. So that was really good. And he got some bomb content. He also brought his drone. We shot this Barbie reel there. It was really good. And just being around people who are honestly doing better than me was amazing. Because I often find myself in spaces with people who aren't where I'm at. I don't know if that makes sense. It's nice to find people who are at a similar level or are above me because I can just learn so much from them. So I was literally like a sponge the first day, right? So this is a mastermind that we all paid $10,000 to attend. And everyone that was there, they're doing well in business. Like we had someone there who literally had her first 6-figure month in July. She made like $110,000. And I was like, whoa. I was blown away. And just to hear just some of the tips and tricks that she was giving me, literally it blew my mind. And I just took away so much from that, whether it was the education that I picked up from the actual retreat itself and the curriculum and what we learned from my coach, or whether it was just my interaction with people who are literally bringing in over like $500,000 every single year in their business was just insane. And so that is just a testimony to how important it is to get in certain circles, right? And so I want to share 5 takeaways from that mastermind retreat. But before I dip into that, let me know in the chat box where you are signing in from. I'm on my phone, so I really can't see the chat box for real. So I'm seeing it as it's coming through. And I don't really know how to go up on my phone. Oh, I figured it out. Hey, Mary. Hey, Dorethia. A love worth waiting for. Hey, Alicia. I love the Barbie reel you guys did. Thank you. I was actually so bloated that day. Didn't want to do it, but I did it anyway. And I'm happy that I did it. But it's just a testament to how important it is to get into certain rooms, right? Because sometimes we want to hold back from getting out there, putting ourselves out there, going to that networking event, or paying that amount of money to join a certain group, or to be among a certain type of person or people, I should say. And honestly, you got to put yourself out there. It pays to be in the room, because there are some connections that I made at the mastermind retreat this past week that they're going to last me years to come. And they're probably going to like bring me a lot of success, whether that is financial, spiritual, whatever the case may be. I just can already feel it in my bones. So definitely make sure that y'all are getting in the room when it comes to events and things like that. I have an event coming up in October, which I'm going to share more details about it as we get a little bit closer. I believe there's a video dropping the end of this week that will have some more details on it and how you can join the waitlist for that event. But if it means getting in the room at that event, get in the room at that event, right? So let me see. I got like 24 people on right now. I don't know if I want to drop these gems. Jasmine Rodriguez says, welcome to my Puerto Rico. Oh, do you live in Puerto Rico? Are you here right now? Let me know. But the bloated feeling, I feel you, girl. I feel you. So if you want me to share these 5 takeaways from Millionaires right now, put a yes in the chat. If I don't see a bunch of yeses, I'm not going to share it. I'm just going to talk about something else. But if I see a bunch of yeses, then I will share it. But I also do need to get ready. So I'm going to be doing my makeup at the same time, or at least washing my face or something at the same time, because I got to go to dinner soon. So let me know in the chat. I need to see some yeses. Hey, Gina. Do enjoy and yes, share. Oh, let me show y'all the bathroom. Look at this shower, y'all. Look at that. I forgot I could flip this. Hold on, let me flip it. Look at this shower. So right now we're in PR. I flew from the Dominican Republic to Puerto Rico, and our families joined us here today. And this is one of the rooms. I think in total it's 9, maybe 10. I can't remember, but it's 3 floors. And then so this is like our bathroom. I see the yeses coming through in the chat. These are like the closets and stuff. I got my stuff opened here. I got to get ready. And this is my little area where I'm going to be at. Yes, please drop those gems. Let me make this higher really quick. Let me make this higher really quick. And I got to grab my iPad. Thank you. Yes, it's a beautiful room. All right. Let me see. Let me flip it around. I feel like I made this too tall. Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me still? So this is just a little filler. So just in case you're used to Hustle Talks, we do Hustle Talks Mondays at 8 p.m. every single Monday. And because I promised myself to stay consistent, I wanted to hop on live and do something, even though this is technically not Hustle Talks all the way, still wanted to talk about something juicy, okay? So as you see, you know, even when I don't want to show up, I'm still showing up. All right, so let me pull up my notes because I wrote them down. And I want to make sure that I share them all with you. Oh, I'm not on Wi-Fi. Are you kidding? Let me pull them up. and I'll share them with y'all. Got to connect to Wi-Fi so my notes could come through. But let me know, um, what's one tip that you learned in life, for whether it's for your business or whether it's in life? What's one tip that still stuck with you today, or one lesson, I should say, even if it's not a tip? What's something that you learned that still stuck with you today? As I pull up my notes, what is something that stuck with you to today? And it's not loading. Your attitude will take you to your altitude. Exactly. I like that one. What happens if I close this out really quick? Let me see something. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so y'all can see and hear me again. I had to figure out how to send my notes to my iPad. Can y'all see and hear me again? Perfect. Sorry. I feel like the screen just went black because I couldn't figure it out. All right, y'all. So let's talk about some lessons that I learned from millionaires, right? And so I call all of these women millionaires, um even if honestly they don't consider themselves millionaires. I call them millionaires because they have all made over $1 million in their business, and some of them are actually generating $1 million already in a year. And if they're not already generating $1 million in a year, they're very, very, very close. And so it was just amazing being in the same space with them, but also learning from a coach who has made millions of dollars. So my coach makes millions of dollars every single year. And the person who she brought in to speak was actually from Melanin Money. I don't know if you ever heard of George from Melanin Money. It's a podcast, but they also have an Instagram page and all the things. And they just went on tour with Social Proof recently. And so he came and spoke to us about wealth and money management and investing and all the things. So it was really an impactful 5 days, a lot to take in, a lot to do, left with a full action list, left with a lot of different contacts and people that are now a part of my business bestie group, but definitely a lot to take away. And so it was hard for me to cut down everything that I soaked in into like 5 main lessons, but I did, and I want to share the 5 lessons with you from millionaires. And so if you're watching this live, you're lucky, because I don't know if I'm going to keep this up, because I may want to reuse this and actually make this the Hustle Talks topic next week. So if you're here, you're getting the fresh and the raw version of it. All right. So give me a thumbs up or a yes in the chat if you are ready to go. I got it pulled up on my iPad. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure that you like this video. Share this video right now. If you want somebody to be in the room when I share these 5 lessons from millionaires, share this video by hitting the share button. Share this with them right now, this live, because we're about to get into it. It is 8:37 and I got to be out of here by 9. So we got to get started, okay? So first and foremost, the first lesson that I learned from millionaires, right? And Andy told me that he feels like it gets better as the list goes on. His favorite is 3 and 4. And so as I go through this list, I want you to tell me what your favorite lesson is, or which lesson I should say you feel like it was the most, I don't know, impactful or gave you an aha moment. So the first lesson is that I am overthinking and making money is actually easy. Okay, so the first lesson I learned from hanging around millionaires for a full week is that I am overthinking and making money is relatively easy. And the reason why I say that is because I told you that all of the women, all of the people, I should say, because there was one man there, even though he was a guest speaker, these people are making hella money, right? Our guest speaker in particular is literally making millions, I think like every month or something crazy like that, right? And so to just hear what their day-to-day sounds like, to hear how this money is made. It blew my mind because it is the simplest things, or it is that one decision, I should say, that can honestly change your trajectory for your finances. And so a lot of us, we sit here and we dwell on a decision that we need to make for our life when it involves money or if it involves any type of risk. We'll sit here and we'll debate on that thing for weeks, months, years. But when it comes down to something like, oh, the Beyonce tickets, for example, it's an easy buy for us. Like, we'll easily go and figure out what credit card to put Beyonce tickets on because it's Beyonce and she hasn't gone on tour in a few years. But yet, when it comes to our business or when it comes to our life, we're a little bit skeptical when it comes to making certain decisions, right? And so, let me know in the chat if you feel like you agree with that. Let me know in the chat if you agree with that. Do you think that it's easier to make a decision for things that aren't a necessity, right? So Mary said she agrees, right? And so, like I said, when I was hearing how these people were making their money, when I was hearing how they were hitting their six-figure months or their $1,000,000 months, it wasn't because it was something spectacular that they were doing. They just literally decided to go for it one time, kept up with either the consistency or kept putting fear on the back burner and kept pushing past a certain degree. Like, when I tell you that one of the ladies there, she wakes up every morning, goes outside, records 3 TikToks because she knows that TikToks feed her funnel for her business. She knows that as long as she posts these 3 TikToks, they're going to get traffic to their website. People are going to be interested in certain products that she sells. I think all of her products that she sells on her website are like under $100. So they're going to be interested in what she sells. They're going to buy it. And then they're going to be placed into her email community where she's then going to nurture them to buy bigger products. She recorded a TikTok, and I want to say an hour after, she was like, oh, I already made like a little over $1,000 in an hour. Isn't that insane? Right? And so it's not because recording a TikTok is necessarily hard. It's because she made the decision to show up for herself. She made the decision to invest in, certain education so that she knows, okay, what TikTok is going to hit, or she invested in certain people who have educated her on what TikTok would hit or what message she needs to give across when it comes to TikTok, et cetera, et cetera. And now she knows that when she wakes up every single morning, she records a couple of TikToks, it feeds her funnel, she makes money on the back end. Right? So the first lesson I learned was that I'm overthinking, and making money is actually relatively easy. Let me know if you agree with that one, or let me know if, I know some of y'all might not agree, but let me know if that made sense to you, I should say. Does that make sense when I explain it? We all have the power to make as much money as we want to. We all have the power to make as much money as we want to. It's honestly a decision. The same way you probably have, someone that or it might be you, that they complain about being overweight or they complain about being out of shape, but you have the decision to literally get up and be active. No one's forcing you to sit down every day. No one's forcing you to eat like 10-pound burgers. No one's forcing you to do that. You have the decision to change what you look like, or change, I should say, what you feel like as well, because being healthy is not only about how you look, it's also about how you feel. The same thing goes for money, right? At least what I learned. Because I was like you, I was thinking there's some special hack to be able to crack the code. There's not a special hack. The hack is the mindset. The hack is literally the mindset. The difference between where I'm at now and where these people are who are bringing in millions with ease, it's a mindset thing. Literally, it's a mindset thing. And so we got to stop overthinking, y'all. That's the first lesson. We got to stop overthinking. And this lesson actually brought me to the second one, because something that I also learned while there, this one is a bar to me. I feel like this one is my favorite. This one is possibly the biggest aha that I had outside of like the actual investing and how to, put money to the side like the big dogs do. Aside from all that, this right here was mind blowing, right? And this, I can relate to this so much, and I know that my hustle babes can relate to this so much because I hear it and I see it every single day. And so the second lesson that I learned from Millionaires is that the real reason that you can't seem to achieve financial success isn't because isn't because like you just can't do it. It's honestly because of two things, right? One is you have a limiting belief that you can't make more money. That's one. So you tell yourself that you're broke every day. You tell yourself that you can't make $1,000 in a day, or you can't make six figures in a year. You tell yourself this, and even if you're not explicitly telling yourself this, in your mind, you're doubting yourself, and your thoughts are actually reality. So whether or not you're verbally saying it, you thinking it is already altering your mind enough. You thinking it is already altering what you're doing in the physical enough, right? So that's like one reason, right? So the real reason is because you have a limiting belief that you can't make more money, and also because you have an inability to sacrifice for what you want the most. I had to write that down. So when I'm reading it straight off this, I wrote that down. I took a picture of it and I shared it on my story. Follow me on Instagram at the Brand Hustler. If you don't follow me, make sure you watch my stories because I share a lot of good stuff on there. But I actually shared it on my story because I felt like that was such a bar. The real reason you can't seem to achieve financial success is because you have a limiting belief that you can't make more money, and you have an inability to sacrifice for what you want most. If you feel like that's you, let me know in the chat. If you feel like that's you, let me know in the chat. If you're guilty, put guilty in the chat. Or if you know someone in your life like that too, put guilty in the chat as well. So if you have ever thought that you have like you're not capable of making a certain amount, whatever that amount is, it doesn't have to be $1,000,000. It literally could be six figures. It literally could be heck 50K, whatever that amount is in your head, because we all have different wants, we all have different goals, right? And doing makeup on camera is not my thing, so I'm trying not to mess up my eyebrows. But I see a couple of y'all putting guilty. I'm currently on learning this. Okay. Cool beans, right? And then how many of us are guilty of not being willing to sacrifice for what we really want most? If you're guilty of that, put that in the chat. You know that you should not be going out to eat every day out the week, because you could be putting aside some of that money to put towards, launching this brand of yours, or put towards more inventory, or put towards hiring a model for your products, or put towards running ads or whatever. You know that you should be putting money toward that, but yet you let what's in front of you right now dictate how you spend your money, and then you end up not having money to spend on what you actually need because you're not willing to sacrifice to actually get what you want. And so for that, what's important is that you think about what's the ROI of what I'm about to spend right now, right? So what ROI means is the return on investment. So if you are hanging out with some friends and they're like, hey, let's get a section that's going to be, I don't know, $300 per person, and we about to go turn up just because. I want you to think to your versus if I spend this 300 to invest it in this marketing specialist I want to hire, or to invest it in these ads that I want to run, or to invest it in this influencer that I know I want to wear my products and promote my products, right? If I invest that same 300 over here, what's the ROI on that? Is it going to be brand awareness? More people are going to know about my brand. Is it going to be that I possibly can even like get some more leads? So build my email list, build my text message list. Is it possible that I may get sales so that $300 that I spend, I may make it back or make more than that? Is it possible that, you know, investing in this could actually unlock the next level for my business, which is then going to bring in for me, you know, the six figures that I'm dreaming of? What is the ROI of what you want right now compared to the ROI of your ultimate desire? If the ROI of what you want right now does not stack up, Andy's here, excuse me, but if it doesn't stack up to what you want for your ultimate desire, then you probably shouldn't be spending it, especially when you don't have it. So if you're guilty of doing that, if you're guilty, oh, the door's open. I thought it was locked. If you're guilty, you opened it. If you're guilty of spending on something when you know dang well you should have pocketed that money, put I did before in the chat. So if you know that you have done that before, you've spent money that you shouldn't have spent, put I did in the chat. You spent money that you shouldn't have spent. You ever feel guilty for spending money? Like you spend it and afterwards you're like, what the heck? What was that really for? I just spent $200 on a steak and I didn't even like it. Like I just spent this money and I didn't even eat this food, or it wasn't even that great, or I spent this money to go to the club and the DJ was trash. Put I did in the chat if that ever happened to you. And be honest. Because I know I've done that before, for being quite frank. And so lesson 2 from Millionaires is that you got to be willing to sacrifice the right now for what you want in the future. In order to live your dream life, you got to be willing to sacrifice those small things that have low ROIs right now for the bigger things in the future that have super high ROIs. Okay? So I want you to make sure that you keep that in mind. Like, I don't want you out here throwing money away on brunch every weekend just because you feel like it's a religion to you to go out to brunch and have bottomless mimosas and red velvet waffles and chicken and all this. What is it? Chicken and waffles with the red velvet thing? I don't know. I hate brunch. So, you know, whatever y'all be buying at brunch and all your mimosas and bellinis and all that stuff. Like, if you are going to brunch every single week and when you look back, or just put it into something that will actually reap more benefits to you than that instant satisfaction of just a full stomach. So that's lesson 2. So lesson 1 from Millionaires is that I'm overthinking, making money is easy. Lesson 2 is that the real reason you don't have financial success is because you have a limiting belief when it comes to money, and also because you're not willing to sacrifice right now for what you want the most in the future. Y'all still with me before I get to lesson 3? Y'all still with me before I tell you what the third thing I learned from Millionaires was? I feel like I look a little crazy. Let me know. Y'all still with me? Okay, Gina said yes. I need to see more yeses in the chat to make sure that y'all are still with me. Oh, not me open this upside down. Jesus. Let me see. Y'all still with me? Y'all ready for lesson 3 that I got from Millionaires? We with you. We with you. Put we with you. Put we with you in the chat if you're ready. All right. All right. Okay. So the third lesson that I learned from Millionaires, and this one is a bar too, honestly. But the third lesson that I learned from Millionaires is that some people, they want to stay the course while the successful people pay for the source. What does that mean to y'all? If I want you to take a guess of what that means. Successful people rather pay for the source than to reap the bumps in the road or the failures or whatever that may come with the course. So successful people pick paying for the source versus staying the course. Anybody want to like let me know what that means to you? Like, what message do you get from that when you hear that? What message do you get from that when you hear that? Babe, don't you got a shower? You come in. Oh, I'm like, it's 9 o'clock already. Okay, well, the place closes at 10, so let me see. Let me see. Kai said successful people pay for information while others will rather go through the motions of wasting the time learning on their own. Exactly. One common theme while I was there is that all the people in that room, even even the guy from Melanin Money who has already made millions, is willing to go directly to the source of whatever it is that he's either struggling with or wants to level up. He is ready to pay for the source of that information. All the ladies there, right? So our coach was showing us the back end of certain things in her business, right? A benefit of paying for the source, by the way. But our coach was showing the back end of how she runs her business, how she keeps things like organized, so that way we can organize our back end as well. Because one of the things to growing and scaling is to make sure that operations wise, you're running smoothly, you have systems in place, all that. So she was showing us the back end of these things. And literally, as she's showing us, people are like, you can you template this? We'll pay for it. Mind you, these are people who have already paid $10,000 for this, and they're like, look, I will pay instead of me building this out myself. I will pay you to take exactly what you built out for your business and your life and put it in a template and give it to me. I'll pay you $1,000. I'll pay you $2,000. I'll pay you whatever it is, so that way I don't have to waste my time trying to figure it out myself. Even though you're showing me this right now, I can try with the information that you're giving me, but I still want that template from you because I want it to be easy. I don't want to have to, or not necessarily easy, but I just want the shortcut. Okay. So I rather pay for the source than for me to be twisting and turning trying to figure it out. So that was the third lesson that I learned from Millionaires. So I want you to ask yourself, how many corners have you been trying to cut when it comes to whatever it is that you want to learn in life, in business, whatever, right? How many corners have you been trying to cut by Googling a bunch of stuff, watching a bunch of videos, buying $5 ebooks here, $5 ebooks there, when you know that you have access to someone, whether it's through a one-on-one session or joining a program or attending an event and just being able to be in the same space and soak in knowledge from a certain person, what are you doing, right? So for me, I know that I hate dealing with accounting, right? I am not going to try to struggle reading a whole bunch of books. I want to find whoever the best accountant is who vibes with me to get it done. I'm paying you to get it done, right? And so some of us, like when it comes to our mindset, we rather be on the struggle bus figuring out just to save us a couple hundred right now. But in reality, you are wasting so much time. And in reality, like once you look back on it, you've probably already spent what you would have invested and then some. While we're on this, I didn't write this down as one of the five, but one of the common themes of the weekend was that you need to think about time as if it was money. Time and money kind of are the same thing. How much money are you willing to sacrifice when you think about it from a time perspective? How much money are you willing to sacrifice, right? Because if you go a year or two without working toward whatever your ultimate dream is, or without attaining whatever the ultimate goal is, how much is that time? How much did you just lose, right? If you take time and equate it to money, that's a lot, right? Because think about it. I don't know what the average person lives to be. Like, can you Google it? If you're watching this and you could Google it for me because I'm going live on my phone. But Google for me, what is the average person lifespan right now? What happened, babe? What happened? What are you looking for? Oh, you were looking for something. I'm asking you. Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you was looking for the rag. Okay. But yes. um, can y'all look it up for me, please? Tell me, what is the average lifespan? What is the average lifespan? Gina said, learn from those who are successful already. Exactly. Successful people would rather pay for information instead of getting third-hand information. Kayla said, invest in themselves versus trial and error, trying to take the easy way. They would rather give. No, that's not it. Okay. So somebody said 77 years. Okay. So I know this is real life. I have done a one-on-one with someone before that said they have been attempting to start their business for 5 years. And when they say attempting to start, not they tried to start it, failed, and tried again. No, like they have just been in the researching phase for 5 years. And when you look at it like 77, right? You become an adult at 18, but for real, if you think about it, it's probably like 21. You become an adult at about like, let's say 21, and you don't want to work all the way to 77. You want to have a span of time where you're able to retire, enjoy certain things, all that, right? So when you look at it from 21, let's just say to like 55, I don't know. So that's about 34, 35 years. You spend 5 of those years not starting a certain thing because you couldn't figure it out. You literally, what is that percentage? 5 out of 35 is what percent? And do you good with percentages? What's 5 out of 35 percentage wise? I know 10% of 35 is 3.5. So I just want to say like maybe 20%, right? You spend like 18% of your actual life, that 30 something years, you wasted it because you rather try to find and piece together information versus just paying for the source. Because within that 45 minutes with me, she literally got all the answers she had been searching for the past 5 years. So what are you sacrificing, right? When it comes to time, and when you think about time as money, like how much are you actually sacrificing when you're not paying for the source of information? Okay? Y'all got that? It's okay. I got a mic there. I got a microphone. You're good. You're, I can't see you. All right. Huh? You don't have to whisper. That's why I'm like, I can talk to you. Y'all got that? Y'all ready for lesson 4 and 5 that I got from Millionaires? And he's like tiptoeing around our room, whispering as if y'all haven't heard him speak before, ever. Y'all ready? And for those that are just joining, I am in Puerto Rico. I just came from DR. These are lessons that I'm sharing that I learned in DR because in DR, I actually attended a mastermind retreat. It was, I want to say 7 of us. I can't remember. I think it was 7, maybe 6 or 7 of us who were making 5 figures or above consistently every month. We've all generated quite a bit of change when it comes to our businesses. And so our coach put us in the same room to learn from one another, but also so that we can learn from her because she makes millions of dollars. And then the guest that she brought in from Melanin Money makes millions of dollars as well. So we were all in that space, really just learning how to be multimillionaires. And so the lessons that I'm sharing is from that mastermind retreat itself. Right now, I'm in Puerto Rico for a family vacation. It's my mother-in-law's birthday. And so my parents are here. Andy's here. Andy's siblings are here. My mom-in-law obviously is here. Father-in-law is here. It's like all of our family is here. So it's our siblings, our parents, and we're here on vibes, but we're enjoying it, right? We're enjoying it especially because like our dads especially, they don't take vacations. So it's been interesting, even though this is day one, it's been interesting to just see them enjoy themselves and, do something out of the ordinary, get them out of Miami and really have some fun, right? So I'm in Puerto Rico. That's what I'm doing. That's why this setup looks like this. This is not a hustle talk. This is just a live talk slash get ready with me type of video. But I wanted to still come on here because I told y'all I was going to consistently show up. And this is a part of me consistently showing up, okay? And so if y'all don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you follow me on Instagram because I actually returned to Instagram. I need you to like and comment on every post that I post. That gives me the energy to keep posting because I've been gone for so long. And now that I'm posting, whether it's a reel, a carousel, a picture, whatever, a story, I want y'all to engage with it as much as possible. So hit the notification bell on Instagram so that way you're alerted when I post there, so that y'all can give me all the energy, because the more energy I get, the better content that I create. The more gems y'all get, the more insight y'all get, the more behind the scenes, all that stuff that y'all get. Okay, so make sure that you go over there and hype me up on Instagram. All right. So let's get into lesson 4. We're on lesson 4 or lesson 5. I don't remember. Let me see. Were we on lesson 4 or lesson 5? Not my iPad freezing. Let's see. Do y'all remember? Am I on lesson 4 or lesson 5? With the millionaire lessons. We on 4 or 5? Oh, we're on 4. Thank you. Thank you, Yolanda. All right, y'all. So lesson 4 is a cackle to me. This one is more for y'all, not really for me. But y'all ever heard the saying, make money while you sleep? Have you ever heard the saying, make money while you sleep? And if you have, is that something that you want to do? So if you've heard of the saying, make money while you sleep, put in the chat box that you want to make money while you sleep, if that's what you want to do. So if you heard the saying and you want to do it, put in the chat box, I want to make money while I sleep. Put that in the comments. If you've heard it and you know that's one of your goals is to make money while you sleep. Yes and yes. All right, perfect. I feel like I look kind of good. I don't do this makeup thing for real. But we getting it. All right, so the fourth lesson, or the fourth takeaway, I should say, because this isn't a lesson to me, but the key to making money while you sleep is to make money while you're awake first. A lot of people holler and scream from the rooftops that they want to make money while they sleep, but they haven't mastered making money while they're awake first. So how can you possibly want to make money while you're asleep, but when you're awake, you're not bringing in any money for real? Right? I want you to think about that, and I want you to write that down. The key to making money while I sleep is to make money while I'm awake first. You can't hop to making money during the 8 hours of sleep when you're awake, you're not doing the right things to make the money. The key to making money while you sleep is, one, you got to be doing things right. And then you have to automate the things that are going right for you. This is something that you pick up on, like by executing certain strategies and then by paying attention to your data. You know what to amplify, you know what to automate, you know what systems you need to put in place, right? That is when you start to make money while you sleep. But if you focus on trying to make money while you sleep before you even make money while you're awake, you're never going to get to the goal of making money while you sleep, because making money while you sleep is literally just automating what you do when you're awake. That one resonated with me a lot because I hear a lot of people say that. And people who will say, oh, I want to make money while I sleep. If I ask them how much money they're making right now, they're like, oh, I'm making $1,000 every month or every 2 months or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, okay. Like, what do you want to make while you're asleep again? And or they'll be like, oh, I make some money here, some money there, but I haven't figured out like how to consistently, make the money. If you can't consistently make the money when you're up and alert, you're not going to be able to consistently make the money when you're not up and alert. The key to scaling your money is honestly to automate. That's one of the reasons I wrote this down, is to systemize and automate your business. One of the things that we were at this retreat for was to learn the back end of our coach who makes millions of dollars every single year, but also to learn from her friend from Melanin Money, who he invests his money in a bunch of different ways, and his money now works for him to make more money. Guess what that is? When your money works for you to make more money, you are automating what your money is doing technically, right? When you invest and you don't have to think about where your money is going because you have certain systems set up to make your money flow, your money's now growing on its own without you having to do anything. Same thing for business. When you automate certain things in your business, such as, okay, this person joins my list, they're automatically going to get these emails, they're automatically going to get these text messages, or they're automatically, if they do this certain thing, it's automatically going to trigger this. If they buy this certain thing, it's automatically going to suggest that they buy this next. If they get their package delivered, it's automatically going to put them into this VIP list to upsell them to XYZ. If they join my list at an event, it's automatically going to trigger this automation that then nurtures them and takes them through this full path, right? That's automation. If you don't have any of that set up, you're not ready to make money in your sleep at all. And if you don't know how to do that stuff without the automation and how to do it well, then you're not ready to make money in your sleep either, right? And so it's 9:10, so I'm gonna share this tip number 5, or this takeaway number 5 with you. And then I'm gonna give you my overall shebang and I'm gonna leave. But let me know, did that make sense? Did number 4 make sense? Did number 4 make sense? For all my people who said they want to make money while they sleep. Did that make sense to y'all? Let me know. Let me know. Babe, are they gonna leave to go get a table? Okay. All right. But I'm almost done. I'm gonna be done in less than 10, but they can still go to get a table and we can walk there if everybody's ready. All right, I see absolutely. I see yes, it makes sense. Are y'all glad that I still came on live? Even though I didn't want to, we literally just came back from the Bacardi tour, and here I am rushing to look like somebody for our first night dinner. My sister-in-law was like, "Why are you working?" I was like, "I got to." I made a commitment to show up on Mondays. And so even if this isn't Hustle Talks, I showed up. So y'all better show love. I posted a reel on Instagram. Show love. If you haven't liked this live, like this live. Go to my Instagram, show love, respond to my stories, do all the things, comment on my posts, do all the things. Okay? All right. So number 5, the 5th thing, you're welcome, Dorothea. The 5th thing that I took away, and there's so much more that I took away, but I got to keep it at 5 unless I'll be here all night. But the 5th thing that I took away is that I am going to create a never again folder. So when it comes to our dreams, our goals, right? A lot of times the reason why we want better for ourselves is because there's a time in our life or a space in our current lives that we don't want to be, in again. So for me, if you know my story, you know that I had my car repoed a couple of times. You know that I was working for the man and I wasn't getting paid what I deserved, even though I was doing work for what was a 6-figure position. I wasn't getting paid that amount, right? And so there are things that happened to me, whether it was the car repo, whether it was the arguments with whoever, whether it was lights being cut off, whatever the case may be. There are certain things that happened to me It could have been the amount that was in my bank account at a certain time that I look at and I say, I never want to be there again. It's one thing to remember those things as those memories come up, but it's another thing to have a constant reminder, kind of like a reverse vision board. So, you know how every year you do a vision board? And something that I actually teach the students within the Ultimate Launch course is I teach them to create what's called an ultimate life board. It's something that I create. I have it on Pinterest, and it's something that is a living and breathing board. I add to it. I look at it whenever I'm feeling down. And I never thought to do the reverse of that. So to take snippets of the worst times in my life, or the low bank account, the day that lights got turned off, the repo, the this, the boss I didn't like, and to put it in a folder. And then whenever I'm thinking that I don't want to do something, or whenever I'm second guessing why I'm pursuing entrepreneurship, or why I am pursuing this particular business, why I'm doing this particular thing, I can look at my never again folder and say, oh, it's because I never want to be there again. Ain't that crazy? I never thought about that. I never thought about doing a reverse vision board ever, but I'm going to do it now. So I now have a never again folder created in my phone, in my notes pad, and I'm going to sit down when I have some time and I'm going to start adding to it. I'm going to add a bunch of stuff that I never want to do again. A bunch of things, a bunch of spaces I never want to be in again. A bunch of times that I never want to happen to myself again. So that way I can remind myself to keep going. If you are going to create a never again folder, let me know in the chat box. Say, I'm going to create one. And so it's one thing to create the never again folder, but it's another thing to actually do the work to make sure that you never end up there again. Some of y'all are living in your never again folder right now. And so if you put certain things in your never again folder and it's your reality right now, you need to do something to change that. So that way it's no longer your reality. You need to do something to change that. So that way you can look back a year or 2 years from now and say, oh, wow, I vowed to never have my lights turned off again. And here I am with my light bill paid 12 months in advance. Or I vowed to, I don't know, never have less than $1,000 in my bank account. And here I am 2 years later with 50K in there. Right? Whatever it is that you're vowing to never do again, create a folder, but actually do the work to make sure that you're never there again. And so those are like the 5 main takeaways that I got from my mastermind that I paid $10K for. I'm probably going to naturally share more things in my content and throughout and all of that. But the main thing I want you to take away from this is that it pays to be in the room. It pays to learn from the source. And I mentioned it earlier in this live, but I'm having an event in October in Atlanta, and it's going to be a limited amount of seats. It's supposed to be 30. My coach told me to do 25. I'm pushing to squeeze in 30, but it's going to be intimate. And it's intimate for a reason, because what we're actually working through there is some heavy stuff. It's transformational. And I don't have the bandwidth to have like a bunch of people there, not for this event. In the future, we'll do like a really big event and all that stuff. But if you care about being in a certain room, if you care about having like literally being able to ask me personalized questions and all that, you need to make sure that you're in this room. And so I don't know when throughout this week the waitlist will be up, but if you're watching this and the waitlist is up, I'm going to link it in the description box below. So that way you can join the waitlist for that event. However, if you're watching this and you're like, okay, I want to work with you directly, Chanel, one-on-one, shoot me a DM. Tell me a little bit about your brand, your business, where you're at currently, and why you want to work with me one-on-one. Okay. I do have some one-on-one options for you. I work with people for 6 months of time with coaching. I also have a VIP 3-week experience, all of that stuff. So if you want to work with me one-on-one, you want to finally like take the leap, or maybe you're stuck and you've been trying to get past, I don't know, $1,000 months or $2,000 months for a while, and you can't seem to figure it out, let me help you. Or if you've been struggling mindset wise and you know that it's a mindset thing that's blocking you from your next level, let's work through that. Okay. There are some options for you. So if you want to work with me one-on-one, shoot me a DM telling me about your brand and business, and I'll see if we're a good fit to work with each other. And if we are, I'll shoot you the next steps. Like, you'll fill out an application and then we'll go from there and get you booked and ready to go. But if you want to be at that event in October, be on the lookout for a wait list. If you want to make sure that I send it to you once it's available, you can shoot me a DM saying, girl, I want to be at that event in Atlanta. Don't forget about me. And I will flag your name so that way I remember to send it directly to you once we make that wait list live. But was tonight helpful? Was this insightful? Did you like hearing my thoughts from the mastermind retreat that I went on? Did you like hearing my thoughts? Let me know in the chat box or in the comment section. Did you like this? Gina said yes. The Simple CEO said yes. Enjoyed. Perfect. Thank you for sharing the gems. Anybody have any questions for me? I'm about to do my lipstick and be out. Any questions? Any questions for me about anything that I said or anything I didn't say? They left me? Oh, okay. You told them where to go? Well, I'm done. Let me know if y'all have questions, huh? Well, I'm trying to figure out where my shoes at. My black slides. Yeah, I don't want to wear heels with this. Huh? I have to watch. You said we're walking? Oh, yeah. I'm not gonna wear heels. These are brown. I wanted to wear black. No? Because it's like, should I wear brown with this? This is what I have on right now. Well, they can't see it. Or should I wear black? I feel like we're wearing black. I just don't know where it's at. So who's here? Okay, I'll wear black. Okay, they said black. They said black, and then I'll do a black purse then. Yeah, a black purse. I'm about to put on shades because you know I like wearing my lashes. Yeah, I don't got no lashes on. This is the part. What do you mean, babe? Put my take the stuff out my Tory Burch and put it in there, please. It's right there. Anyway, y'all just gonna watch me scramble. Let me know if you have any questions in the. I'm about to get off. The Simple CEO said, "Who is your mentor?" You're talking about the coach that I went to the retreat with. Is that who you're asking me about? I have a coach. Coaching and mentorship are two different things. Usually people get it confused, but I have a coach. I don't have a mentor per se. I have people that I look up to that would be a mentor, but as far as if you're talking about who I went on the trip with, then that's my coach. Okay, so that's who you're talking about. My coach, her name is Maya, and I actually shared a lot of her stuff on my story. So if you was following me, you would have seen who it was. But not only that, but there's a Barbie reel that I'm a collaborator on, and she's a collaborator as well. So you'll see her page on there. Thank you, Doretha. Micah said, take pics. Yes, I'll put it on my Instagram. Shay said, I'd like to put out a cookbook. Would you work with me? Yeah, that's a product. I sure will. That's a product. Physical and some virtual products I work with. So that's a product. For sure, I will work with you. So yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. I'm about to hop off and head to dinner. Thanks for joining. Bye. Head to follow me. Check me out on Instagram. We'll chat there. Bye. Talk to y'all later.